kind of, when our techniques came about, and I got in contact with Dave Collins, which is ironic too, because I only got in contact with him because of his daughter Peyton, who was volunteering with Army of Angels. And Peyton said, Dad, they need these devices, and she looped in her dad, and said, we could help with this, and you could help with this, because you just started this, 501c3 to do this. So there's a really cool way, just another point of how our youth can be so impactful and truly, make change. And so got with him, and he was all on board, and it just kind of, has flourished from there. So I haven't, stopped working with them since, we just started. Yeah. So it's been really cool.
That's so awesome. Well, let's get started. Mark, how are we looking on camera?
We're ready.
Where am I looking?
Okay, so that's recording right there.
Okay, I'm
right
looking
there.
Straight ahead. Okay, got it.
Should we move the camera closer, or do you think we're good?
We can move it closer if you want to.
Okay.
I don't know how. We'll see. Let's check it out.
Or maybe
I can scoot closer.
No, you're good. You're
okay. Good. I just tried to move Karen Marina this morning.
Oh my gosh!
They collected 3 boxes worth. At the varsity event. So I couldn't believe they did that.
When did she do that?
They so she put out a thing on Instagram for collecting the food, and they signed up for Thanksgiving.
They had to sign up at the studio.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and she was able. She texted me this morning and said we actually have collected enough for 3 boxes for Thanksgiving.
That's wonderful.
So yeah, it's really, she's awesome.
Yeah.
And I just met her through all of this too, through the pandemic and all of our stuff, and all of the people that go to the varsity. They're just amazing.
So generous.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay, well, let's get started.
Okay.
All right, it sounds weird to talk to the camera.
Yeah.
It's very cringy, but
I like to use that word though. You're in the know. They would say you're dope, right?
I have 20 something.
Yeah.
So
Who tells you that it's cringy, right?
Yeah, someone has told you cringy.
Yes. Oh yeah, cringy, awkward, all those things. All right. So we talked to the camera, and so bear with us. Forget everything that's happened here when you leave. Okay. All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to our Wednesday forum. Mara and I are hosting. Wait, I got off my train of thought. Sorry.
That's okay.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our Wednesday forum. Mara and I are hosting a good friend of ours, Kate Russell, today. We're so glad that you're here with us today, and we're going to learn all about Army of Angels. Before we do that, though, Kate, I'm so sorry, I keep getting tongue-tied.
It's okay. Once we get started, though, I'm not going to be able to edit everything out, so we just have to keep going.
Yeah.
So just recover however best we can.
Let me get started. As soon as Kate starts talking, then I'll. All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to our Wednesday forum. We're so glad that you're with us today. Mara and I are so excited because we have our friend Kate Russell with us today. She is heading up Army of Angels, but she also has a history here at All Saints. Can you tell us a little bit about how you learned about All Saints?
Sure. So actually when I moved here in 1999, I was working on Park Avenue at Ann Taylor, and I was in college at UCF, and one of my managers there shared with me the awesome program, the youth program that was here at All Saints, and she was volunteering and a part of it, and I had a chance to come participate with her as a leader at that time, and then almost 10 years later had the great experience of bringing my own 3 children here for Vacation Bible School and volunteering here myself. So it's been a 20-year-long relationship, and I've enjoyed it immensely, and I have ties back to my own Episcopal church back in my hometown, and I just always loved the community here at All Saints.
I love that so much because I did not know the history of coming here when you were in college and helping out with youth, but I definitely remember the children from VBS and you volunteering. It was such a special time. Just love it so much. So many great memories. But here we are. So tell us a little bit about Army of Angels.
Sure. So about a year ago, in October of 2019, my husband, Craig Russell, and I founded Army of Angels, which is a 501c3 nonprofit, and it kind of came out of our experience with a former student in summer of 2019 who had become homeless after getting out of jail, and he had been parentless also since age 16.
Oh my goodness.
So a former student, and he reached out to me for help because he didn't have anywhere really to go or anyone to call. And so in us kind of walking through the steps with him of getting him back on his feet and helping to navigate all of the systems and agencies that it takes to navigate when you're a young adult who's homeless and parentless and facing a lot of adversity, we realized that there's a huge gap for young adults 18 to 23 who relied on our schools for support up until that point, and then really didn't have those resources to kind of propel them on. So we saw that gap, and then we also saw that there were a lot of younger students or youth who do need more support as they grow up so that they are more well equipped to go on after 18 and be productive and successful and independent. So we saw kind of two issues with that. One was the 18 to 23-year-old gap, but then also just ways that we could better support those who are struggling so that it's not such of a stark, kind of wind in your face when you turn 18. So we founded it, and we had so many ideas for it, but the school year had started in 2000, I guess I was 19, and we didn't really have time to do much as far as organizing activities. And so we thought we would wait until the summer to kind of put some things together, but then COVID hit, and we thought there would be no better time to reach out to those families and youth who are struggling. So we started with finding families and youth who needed food since they were not able to access their food at school, families and students who might need clothes and other essentials and necessities, since they do rely on our school systems and the resources there so much. So it's really just grown from there, and what we found is that there are tons of people in our community that want to help and are willing to help, and if they know the need, they will help, and just want to be told how can I, this is what you can do to help. And then there's lots of youth and families who are struggling who need that help, so it's just a matter really of coordinating everything to connect everyone to each other, which I think has become sort of difficult now in this day of an age. Ironically, even though there's so much technology, it gets lost in translation somehow with the systems and maybe the automatic part of the systems or something, or the steps to navigate it. So we kind of just dialed it back to grassroots and people helping people, in the most simplest form of help, and helping. So it's been an absolute joy. I mean, there's really we've enjoyed every single moment with every single volunteer and angel and everyone else, and meeting everyone, and it's kept us positive and energized and hopeful, throughout all of this, and we're looking forward to continuing everything we're doing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm inspired just by listening.
Yeah.
I mean, you identified a problem, made a plan, and put it into action, and I mean, you truly are an angel. Children need you so much, and my four are graduates of Winter Park High School, and Mara is a graduate of Winter Park High School, so it's very dear to our hearts.
Yeah.
And when you mention angels, tell us about the angels in the community, because I think I saw a picture of some middle school girls. And so tell me about your volunteers.
Well, I mean, everyone that helps in some way is an angel of somebody, and there's donors, there's people who can donate, $5. We've had people who donate $5 a month, which is $5 is something. Every little bit counts, and every single thing adds up to something. We have people who donate large amounts, which is fantastic too. We need those things, but we also rely on a lot of hands on deck, boots on the ground, people who are actually in the trenches with us, so to speak, you know, and making deliveries and picking up food and helping us sort boxes and pack boxes. And the one post that you saw was a Girl Scout troop in Maitland, Maitland Middle School Girl Scout troop, who collects, they regularly do this, collect toiletries for girls and women. And I think that the place they normally donate to wasn't able to accept it. And I'm not sure what it was, but they decided that they wanted to donate more locally, right back into the community. So they reached out, and we were able to get those and then deliver them right out within a couple of days to people who had requested them, you know, just blocks even from our home. So it's really, I mean, they're, you know, and then to get the text that I get back, you know, from these families is an immediate response has been, you know, incredible. And we have so many people who we have supported and delivered to boxes of food or clothes that are now coming back to volunteer with us, and are part of giving back, you know, and part of supporting others who need help. And so, I mean, anyone can be an angel. You can be in need yourself and be an angel to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you have clothes to donate, you know, we had our clothing drive. We had many families come get free clothes. It was awesome. But then as they would leave, they'd say, well, can we bring our, you know, generally used clothes back and redonate? Of course, you know, yes, we would love. So it's kind of, it's been, you know, a way for anyone really to give in any way that they can to help someone else. And I mean, they're all angels. They have all touched someone's life in some way, you know, whether it's the Girl Scout troop or the big corporation or you know, the person who picks up the food on Saturday and delivers it to someone's door. It all seems very small, but it makes a huge difference, you know. And we've partnered with Eris Foundation, who has helped us tremendously, you know, with the need for technology. And just that one piece alone, for example, you know, can change the trajectory of a young person's life forever to have access to their education. It all can. And sometimes it's not even about the actual physical item that we're delivering. We include a letter kind of encouragement with our deliveries. And when we were completely quarantined and shut down, I would receive some responses back, you know, through text. And they would say they appreciate so much the food and they appreciate so much the items that we were delivering, but they needed the words almost even more.
Right.
And powerful. And you know, just that piece alone, the human piece, that contact piece, the knowing that there's someone that's willing to do that extra effort for somebody, you know, to make you feel worthy and you know, and seen, and all of that is, I think, really important, you know. And that is being an angel. It's all being an angel, you know, to somebody, because it can all make a huge difference.
Well, Kate, tell us how we can sign up to volunteer. How do we help?
Sure. To volunteer, you can go to our website, armyofangels.org, click on volunteer or donate, and then click on volunteer, and there's a Google form, and just fill out the Google form. And once you fill out the Google form, I'll receive that, and your email will be added to our weekly email list, and also to the Sign Up Genius. So all of our volunteer opportunities are kind of posted on Sign Up Genius. So that's the main source for signing up. But you have to sign up on the Google form to get put on that list.
Right.
Just so we have a way of kind of verifying who's signing up, and you know that there's some sort of security in place with that. So as soon as you fill out the Google form on our website, you get put on the Sign Up Genius and on the email list, and start getting all kinds of information.
Yeah, so easy.
Are there any projects that you're particularly excited about that are coming up?
Sure. Yeah, a lot. Actually, we have so many things going on. We are wrapping up our Thanksgiving drive. We've identified about 100 families locally who, you know, are definitely in need of extra food support over the holidays. So we did a big drive for that. Our SGA at Winter Park High School got involved with it and is doing an amazing job putting the boxes together, collecting the donations, organizing everything. We've had several company or businesses lead their own smaller drives at their business to collect for it too. The Bar Studio, I know I just heard from them, they collected enough for 4 boxes. So that's wrapping up, but then as soon as Thanksgiving is over, we are going to be putting out a huge holiday initiative. So
Right.
for these same 100 families. So that will be coming up. And then we have also our tutoring that's going on. So this has kind of been, this has been a slow growing program, but we have about 150 Winter Park High School students who are online tutoring right now for free.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
That's
it's
amazing.
It's amazing, and they are all very competent with their content. They're all very personable and willing to help and want to help, looking for a way to use their talent, to help their peers. So it's called Halo, Helping All Learners Online, and that's also on our website. If you go under initiatives, under tutoring, if you want to be a tutor or need help with your schoolwork, you can sign up for either side of that on our website. And it's Monday through Thursday after school, from after school until 8:30 p.m. And I have, high school interns who are trained to facilitate and coordinate, and it's really rewarding. Because the academic part of this, the students that need that academic support, really to make those leaps, in life and go beyond, what they thought they could do is huge. And, they become almost mentors to the kids. So that's a huge thing that we have a lot of students involved with right now too.
Yes, so necessary with online learning and
Right.
all that happening.
Right. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Eris Foundation.
Yes.
And for everyone watching at home, we have another guest here
Yes.
in the studio.
Yes.
And do you want to talk a little bit about that, or do you want to
Yes,
come over?
let's
and
have
talk
Michelle
about
come over. Michelle, come over.
Michelle.
So Michelle Leeper is also with us from Eris Foundation, and I also work with Eris Foundation. So so this is Michelle, and you can tell us a little bit more. One of the other initiatives we have, which is huge, that kind of goes with the academic piece, of course, is the technology. The need for the laptops at home, and I know that there's many sides of this debate of why don't they have them, or they already have them, and the fact of the matter really is that they don't have them, or if they do, many are broken, and they can't, and there's all kinds of, just like every other government system, there's all kinds of holes in the system that kids fall through, and we don't want that to happen. And so, Eris Foundation has been amazing to help us find devices and get them refurbished so that we can have them redeployed, and without really getting involved in the politics and the finger pointing and all of that, because it's really not at this point a concern of ours of why. It's just we need to get it fixed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Michelle can definitely tell us more about all that we have going on with this.
Yeah, and then thank you. It's great to be here with all of you. With COVID, what I think a lot of people didn't realize is that as soon as the pandemic hit, companies went, to work at home. Schools went to work at home. And you probably can remember that everyone, and then you had multiple children at home. I had 3, I had 5, so then they were, instead of 1 unit, they needed 4. So the supply chain was, was depleted. So everyone, whether companies or home, bought all that supply chain. So to Kate's point, even if we had $10 million right now, the supply chain is not there to buy brand new.
Gotcha.
So we had to be creative, just like Kate is with the Army of Angels, that we have now reached out to people. Karen Marino at Bar Method has done a tech drive at her place before. We've done a tech drive at the Audubon School, which is new. And we have 2 new tech drives coming up this weekend that we can share. But we're trying to do it in pillars where, you might have an extra laptop at home, or you might that you don't use anymore because you have a work one. But then a company that's laid off, Disney or Dell, that we've had some sad layoffs, but let's do something good with the equipment and put it in the hands of these students that, to Kate's point, we can feed them and clothe them, but we want them to have a life, right, after 18 and get a job and be successful and to give back to the community. And I think if we can give them all these critical tools, they can go on. So it's been wonderful. A great byproduct obviously is meeting her and all the angels that she has. It truly is a gift to the community. And so this weekend we are hosting one down in Toho, which is the school in Osceola County.
Okay.
And then, hot off the press, we're going to do one at the Winter Park National Bank right outside the farmers market this Saturday.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness.
So, which is wonderful because, you know, to Kate's point, and she texted me last week, like, we can't wait. It can't be like a December 15th. Like,
Yes.
so we're like, no, we need it now. And so we just have such a wonderful giving community that, you know, Sid Cash, who I know you know is part of Winter Park, you know, for history and years and years and years, generously said, all right, let's do it. We're going to get all the foot traffic of the farmers market, and there's so many people that own businesses and homes that and then go to Winter Park. And, you know, down in Osceola County will be wonderful too because it's a big STEM school. So just continue that learning. So, and what we have found with Armies of Angels and Eris Foundation is the tech drive's great. You might get 10 units, you might get 100, but it's the halo effect it has on it. That then someone's there and they're from Orlando Health or they're from, you know, Disney, and they're like, I didn't realize the need. You know, same thing as I thought, you know, Winter Park was they get equipment. Well, it's not, especially with COVID. It's been, you know, so you know, I can just see every time we have a tech drive, it just continues to grow, and the message and the awareness is out there. And we're just going to hang on our coattails and go and be a great partner because
Oh yeah.
Well, UCS, you two are a great team, I can tell. When you do the tech drives,
Yes.
what items are you looking for? What's the best thing to donate?
yes, we are looking for gently used laptops and gently used tablets because that's the best that we can use to facilitate for students to get back online quickly. And they literally need to turn on. We have Eris Technologies, which is the profit side of the foundation. We are IT consultants with a versed Apple background. So I have always said I feel like I'm in a Mission Impossible movie. They're like, you can hand them something broken, and they're like, "Doot, doot, 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 doot," and it's back online. So
Really?
we
Oh,
can,
awesome.
yes, amazing. So
Yeah.
it is wiped, it is cleaned. If it even doesn't have a hard drive, we have a partner that gives us units that they don't have hard drives. We can put the hard drives in and get them back. We can give them cords. The student will have a turnkey product. So we really just need, my children even went in to their drawers and pulled out iPads that they weren't using anymore, and we just got cords and they got turned on and they were deployed very quickly. I mean, we're trying to have a quick turnaround, so by next week, you know, we're handing tablets out to people.
Yes.
So those are the two, so gently used and literally just turn on. We can handle the rest.
It's amazing.
That is, incredible. An incredible amount of resources go into making that possible, you know.
Yes.
That's amazing to me that they can just turn them, you know, they turn on everything, then you guys have the distribution system. There's so many parts that you guys have put into place, so it makes it a lot easier for us, especially if it's at the Winter Park Farmers Market,
Yes.
because you could
Right.
walk from here and that's, you know, no
Absolutely.
excuses.
Right.
You know, and then we have people that can pick them up. You have a busy business owner that's like, I just can't get there. I mean, we have volunteers that can go run and get them. We'll refurbish them and then we'll get them, you know, to where they need to be in Orange County and other counties as well. So.
Yeah.
Well, we're so thankful that you all are here. Before you go, I have to ask, how are the kids at Winter Park High School doing? And I should let everyone know that Kate, you're a teacher there,
Yes.
right? And then also Kate's husband, Coach Russell, is a teacher and a coach at Winter Park High School. So
Right.
give us a lowdown on the kids.
I think, you know, the kids are doing what everyone is doing. They're making the best of the situation and they're staying positive and encouraging each other. You know, and we're trying to reach out to the students that are at home and connect them with students who are at school and try to bring everyone together. And, you know, I've been very impressed with the students at Winter Park High School. They, you know, they're compassionate and they understand, you know, that this is a different time and that there are new processes in place, and they've been willing to trust the system, you know, trust the processes that are in place, which I think is huge for our youth, you know, to be able to do that. And, you know, it's very mature of them, and we haven't had, you know, issues with masks and things like that, and everyone just understands this is different, and now we also see more and more Winter Park High School students wanting to help. I mean, the amount of, I mean, I think it's almost 200 students who we have helping with Army of Angels on a weekly basis, whether it's packing the food boxes that we deliver to local families, or we also have partnered with Boys and Girls Club. We deliver food boxes to them also. You know, they're there right after school on Thursdays, packing boxes. They're every week, you know, rain or shine. They're online tutoring from after school until 8:30. They're at the clothing drives. They're dropping off clothing at the house. They're organizing clothing. you know, they're all adding something, you know, and I think it's a testament to our youth, you know,
Yeah.
seeing a problem and knowing that they can help solve it and, you know, doing their part in helping their peers. You know, it's really, they inspire me, really.
I think it is so amazing, and like I'm really just loving hearing about all this stuff, because a lot of organizations that we normally partner with and have students volunteer at have been going towards, you know, monetary donations, especially this year, to try to make everyone safe and give them a lot of distance. But so many of our students who really rely on that sense of like, we're doing something and this fills them with purpose, they have missed being able to do a lot of those service activities. So I think it's so great that you guys are still really incorporating the students like at the bottom,
Yeah.
at like, you know, to distribute things, to really get involved in the work, since that's how they can help, and that's what really gives them such a sense of purpose and
Right.
yeah, and direction right now. And
Right.
I mean, we need it. So
Yeah.
it's amazing that y'all are doing these things that we can really help with.
Well, it started out mostly with parents. You know, when we were shut down, I would say 90% of our volunteers were the parents and the adults and the business owners in our community. And just over the last 7 months, seeing it gradually shift from the parents to the youth, I think is also just a huge testament to our parents and adults in this community who are willing to, you know, lead by example and take that first step and not be loud about it, but just, you know, quietly do the right thing and walk that walk and then see the youth follow. I think that, you know, it's a huge testament to our community leaders and our parents and also now to our youth who are continuing on that, you know, that see that they can make a difference and that there's an opportunity and they're going to do it.
And we took a play out of that book from Army of Angels, and with Eris Foundations, we now started, it's called Eris Ambassadors. And so kind of going along the line of what you said is, now I have a private school locally, right? So we have these sister schools that are next to each other, and they're in different stages of what impact they're feeling. And so we thought it would be advantageous to engage the private schools, go after the leadership crew in those organizations, and just like Kate did with the tutoring and the Army of Angels, is what they need to learn how to give back and advocate for their own peers. And so it gets back to, you know, being able to do something good in a time. And I think when they look back, I think we're going to see a lot more silver linings in this time than they did being stuck for 9 months and some of the hardship. I think a lot of silver linings will come out of it for everybody.
I like that silver lining.
I'm feeling so much pride to be, you know, Winter Park Wildcat right now. This is such a great community.
It
It
is.
is.
So thankful that you all had time to stop by. Kate, you and Craig are two of my favorite people. Michelle, I'm so happy that we got to meet you
Yeah,
today.
very nice to meet both of you.
And the work you're
What a
doing in the
blessing.
community and for our students is just priceless. So
Oh,
thank you.
well, we're grateful for all of you. I mean, this is definitely not a one-person show, but I mean, it doesn't happen without the Army. That's why we named it Army of Angels. You know, we talked about many names. You know, it takes a village. We talked about, you know, all different types of sports play on words because, of course, Craig's, you know, the team and all of that. But at the end of the day, it really came down to it is an army, and they are all angels, and it takes every single one of them doing one thing to make an impact for just one other that then will, you know, exponentially create. So the name Army of Angels came really out of that. I said, it's just, that's what it is. It is an army, and it's not a village. It is more active than that. You know, it's an army, you know, that are willing to fight for our youth and for our kids who need a voice. So I'm grateful for all of the angels and for you guys, because now you're the angels. Now you're helping us spread the word. Now you're the angels.
Spreading the word.
See, everyone. Yeah, I told you know the news, Fox 35 and Channel 9 when they did the interviews. You know, I said now you're the angel. So everyone, you know, can kind of pass that on by sharing in their own way with their own talent. You know,
Right.
So thank you for having us.
Well, thank you
We are
for
so
stopping
grateful.
by. We're so grateful for
Aw.
everything. And before you leave, we always end in a prayer. So should we pray?
Yes.
Father God, we are so thankful for Kate and Craig and Michelle and all the amazing work that Eris Foundation and Army of Angels is doing to help and support our students. Lord, we just lift them up and we just pray that you will open their hearts to God's word, all the students, all the teachers, and just strengthen the teachers, strengthen the parents, and just be with the students as they continue learning during COVID.